This is a lesson summary video for the lesson titled, Why Randomize? The purpose of this lesson is to solidify ideas about different types of studies. Students will identify the type of study and look to see how random assignment or selection can lead to representative samples, which will in turn lead to the ability to generalize the outcomes from a sample to the entire population. Students will gain most of the statistics vocabulary of this unit in this lesson. When we talk about a population, we're referring to all members of a defined group. A sample is a subset of the population. For example, if the population was all the students of your school, a sample would be a group of students randomly selected from your school. In this unit, we are studying observational studies and experiments. In an observational study, researchers do not interfere, they just collect and report data. A sample survey is a type of observational study, where data is collected from a sample that represents the larger population. As long as the sample is randomly selected so that it represents the population, the results of the survey can be generalized to the larger population. Experiments are a type of study where researchers deliberately impose different treatments on different groups so that they can compare the groups. In an experiment, researchers can establish cause and effect relationships. Let's look at an example for how to identify the type of study. A pharmaceutical company is interested in comparing 3 brands of pain relievers. The company wants to know if one brand is much better than the other brand in terms of mobility improvement. 3 different groups of people participate in the study. Each group gets one of the 3 brands of pain relievers. The improvements in mobility of those 90 people is recorded after 5 weeks of taking the medicine. The key words that are helpful to classifying this study are that the participants were put in different groups and that each group gets a different set of pain relievers. This means that there are different treatments for different groups of participants, and that this is an experiment. In this second example, a group of 600 registered voters in a given county were asked how they intend to vote in an upcoming election. A summary of the responses is posted on the news website, and it's implied that this group is representative of all registered voters in that county. The responses are used to predict the outcome of the election. The key words that help classify this study were that 600 registered voters are asked a question, and that this group is representative of all registered voters. There are no treatments being imposed on subjects, and a sample is being selected from the population of registered voters. That means this is a sample survey. Randomization in a sample survey or observational study happens when participants are randomly selected from a larger population. If the participants are randomly selected, then the results of the study can be generalized to the larger population. Random selection helps avoid any favoritism in the selection of participants, which is referred to as bias. In an experiment, random assignment is used to randomly assign participants or subjects to different treatment groups. By randomly assigning subjects, researchers ensure that the results of the experiment can be attributed to the different treatments, not some other extraneous variable. In this video, I've mentioned the difference between populations and samples. A parameter is a numerical value describing the population, like a population mean. If your school is your population, you could calculate the average GPA of all students in the whole school. A statistic is a numerical value that describes a sample. If a sample of students is selected from the whole school, a sample statistic could be the average GPA of only the students that were selected for the sample. All right, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching.